You picture it perfect. Mid-50s, fed up with the grind at home. The flat's too quiet. The weekends are a blur. That little voice keeps whispering, is this it? Then you see it on screen. Thailand, Pattaya. Beaches glowing gold in the afternoon sun. Night markets pulsing with life. A promise that life could feel lighter. Every day a holiday. Every decision yours. So you book the flight, pack the bag. You land in 2022, the heart hammering with the thrill of finally. And at first, it is perfect. But there's something they don't tell you. Something that doesn't hit with drama. Doesn't scream. It doesn't break bones. It creeps. Slowly. Silently. And before you know it, you're wondering why you even came. I know, because I lived it.
For joining us.
You got walls and a roof. Well,
I arrived in Pattaya with a mix of hope and desperation. My flat overlooked Jomtien Beach, the air thick and warm, the sun sliced through the haze, making everything shimmer. Then she appeared, a marketing whiz for a local tour company, laughing in a beach bar, her smile cutting through the crowd. We shared sunsets on the pier, quiet evenings of endless conversation and laughter that made the world feel small and manageable. For 2.5 years, her apartment near the pier became our sanctuary. Her energy was infectious, her presence grounding, and for a while it felt like life itself had hit the reset button. But cracks were forming, tiny and invisible. My go-with-the-flow rhythm didn't match her need for structure. And in those first months, I didn't notice. Because when life is exciting, you rarely notice the chips quietly forming beneath the surface. Freelance work started well, odd jobs, small gigs, enough to make a bit of money and feel like I was contributing. Then YouTube, Pattaya pit stops, simple, honest, just tips on bars, bikes and beach life. Well, it didn't go anywhere. Views stayed low, engagement barely flickered. Meanwhile, my relationship, it changed. What began as thrilling slowly became quiet. Silences, missed calls, words left unsaid. By 2025, the message came through. I can't keep up with your pace anymore. Light words, yes, but heavy, lingering. Freelance contracts shrank. TEFL classes became patchy. Bills mounted. By June 2025, the worst hit. Bankruptcy notice. And here's the twist. I wasn't even in Thailand. I had returned to the UK months earlier, desperate to tackle the decline, trying to fix what I could from afar. But I couldn't afford my own flat. I was sofa surfing at a friend's place, surrounded by other people's lives, trying to make sense of mine. The creep followed me across continents. 3 years of juggling freelance, TEFL courses, YouTube, and love, all drifted into frustration. The world I had hoped to revive had moved on without me. Days blurred together. Wake, coffee, paperwork, TEFL prep, freelance chasing. Evenings staring at a screen that refused to reward effort. I remembered the excitement of arrival, the salty air, the sun, the vibrancy of Pattaya. But the creep is subtle. You don't notice it eating at your confidence, your energy, your hope. One night in the UK, sitting on that sofa, looking out the window at a street that wasn't mine, she messaged me from Thailand. I know things are rough. How are you coping? Coping? I didn't feel like I was coping at all. I felt like I was sinking slowly, one chip at a time. Even from halfway across the world, the creep's grip didn't loosen. It was at that moment I realized the thing that slowly breaks every expat isn't about location, money, or even romantic loss. It's subtle, invisible, and relentless. It creeps in quietly, through distance, through months of effort, through small failures unnoticed by the world, and it follows you, even back home to a sofa you don't own. Freelance once full of promise, just another set of deadlines I couldn't meet. Clients polite, but their warmth was gone. Every "please correct this" email felt like a tiny cut. YouTube, my attempts to share my story and the reality of expat life barely got traction. The algorithm didn't reward honesty, effort, or passion. It rewarded something I couldn't control. Even relationships. Small cracks became gaps. The fun, laughter, connection They didn't vanish overnight. They faded quietly, like a sunset swallowed by clouds. By the time bankruptcy hit, I wasn't just financially stretched, I was emotionally stretched too. And that's the real cruelty of the creep. It doesn't just attack one area of your life, it seeps into everything. But here's the truth. The story doesn't have to end in despair. Life is one constant change. The slow creep, the quiet erosion, the failed projects, the missed opportunities, they aren't just setbacks, they're preparation. Every small failure, every invisible chip is a lesson, a shaping force. I learned to adapt, to curve with the erosion rather than resist it. Freelance setbacks taught me resilience. YouTube failures taught me patience. Relationship cracks taught me to value the moments that truly matter. Sofa surfing in the UK? Humbling, yes. But it reminded me that comfort isn't permanent and independence can take many forms. Change is inevitable. Life abroad doesn't hand out guarantees. But each bump in the road, each slow chip of frustration or disappointment is also an opportunity to grow, to learn, to discover a path you hadn't considered. The thing that always breaks every expat isn't an end, it's a beginning. And when you embrace it in that way, the creep stops. The creep stops feeling like an enemy. It becomes a guide, quietly preparing you for the next adventure. I'm still surface surfing, still navigating freelance on YouTube, and still learning to balance life across countries. But I'm also stronger, wiser, and more aware that nothing is permanent, neither the highs nor the lows. Every failed video, every missed contract, every heartbreak, every late bill, it's all part of the journey. And the beauty of that, the journey isn't over. Change is always around the corner, waiting to bring you the next chapter, the next adventure, the next lesson. Have you felt it? The quiet creep? The slow erosion of expectation abroad? Well, drop us a comment. Tell me about your unseen chips, the small cracks you didn't notice at first. I do read all of the comments. If this story resonates, hit subscribe, like it if it struck a chord, and remember to stay curious, stay skeptical, and I'll see you next time for the thing that might slowly break you or quietly guide you to the next adventure.